Puss in Boots. There lived a poor but good young man. When his father died, his brothers took everything. They gave him just a hat, a sack, and a cat. The young man cried and sighed.
What should I do? I don't even have food to give the cat.
Master, said the cat, please give me the hat and the sack, and get me a pair of boots. Then I will do something for you. The young man did what the cat wanted. The cat was now wearing a pair of boots and a hat, carrying a sack. Now it was called Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots caught a duck and a rabbit, put them in the sack, and went to see the king. Your Majesty, this is a gift from my master, the Marquis of Carabas. The king and the princess were happy to see a cat in boots and the nice gift. They wondered,
who is this Marquis of Carabas?
The next day, the king and the princess were traveling in a carriage. The cat told his master, Master, please take off your clothes and get in the river. And then the cat ran to the king's carriage and cried out, Help! Help! Some robbers took my master's clothes and pushed him in the river. The king's men rushed to help the young man out of the river. They also gave him some of the king's clothes. In nice clothes, the young man looked very handsome. The king even said,
Marquis of Carabas, I'll take you to your home.
Puss in Boots ran ahead of the carriage. There were farmers working in the field. The cat cried out, Tell the king the field belongs to the Marquis of Carabas. If you don't, you'll be in big trouble. Soon the king came along and asked the farmers about the field. The farmers replied in chorus,
The field belongs to the Marquis of Carabas.
The king and the princess were happy to hear that. The cat ran to the castle up ahead. A monster was living there. All the fields around the castle were the monsters. Puss in Boots walked into the castle and bowed. You must be a great monster. You have all the fields and this shining castle. And I heard you can do magic tricks too. The monster nodded, feeling good about himself. The cat asked, Can you change into other animals with your magic? The monster said,
Of course! Abracadabra! Whoosh!
Next moment, it changed into a lion and roared.
Roar!
The cat clapped and said, It's amazing! But can you change into a very, very tiny animal, like a mouse too? The monster said,
Why not? Abracadabra! Whoosh!
Next moment, there was a tiny mouse squeaking. Squeak, squeak. With a big grin, Puss in Boots jumped at the mouse and ate it up. The king arrived at the castle with the princess and the cat's master. Puss in Boots greeted them at the gate. Your Majesty, welcome to the castle of my master, the Marquis of Carabas. The king and the princess were amazed at the shining castle. Now, the cat's master was the Marquis of Carabas, with all the fields and the castle. The king liked the Marquis of Carabas very much and gave his daughter to him as his wife. So the Marquis of Carabas married the princess. They lived happily in the shining castle. Puss in Boots lived with them in a nicer hat and boots.